And we're going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're live already. Dum 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 dum. Do 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 do. MJM is live. Okay, what's up, everybody? You see, this is a panel. You see what's going on here. We got Layered Butter in the house, and Layered Butter did something with Bond, I guess, because you can see it in the background.
Um, I mean, clearly we've got something up our sleeve. I mean, we are going to print with our James Bond issue this week and are going to be start shipping those out as soon as possible so that everybody can get it when the movie comes out. Hopefully, theaters aren't shut down. It seems like MGM is really, really wanting to get this into theaters as fast as possible.
Yeah, little thing here. First off, I think I don't know. You have something to release today, right, Mark?
Okay, so yes. So at the end of today's panel, we do have a poster reveal
Mm-hmm.
from
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Sean Longmore, who is on this
Mm-hmm.
panel. The other thing that I do have to announce is that at the end of this month, September 30th, there's a specific museum in Los Angeles that is opening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if anybody in our community has that on their radar, but the Academy Museum, like the Oscars
Mm-hmm.
Museum that's opening up, will be carrying layered butter in their gift shop. So
Awesome.
if you missed out on ordering Bond or ordering Nolan, you can pick it up locally
Mm-hmm.
at the Academy Museum, and with that, there might be some extra stuff included in terms of there's going to be a surprise there at the store
That's
for
pretty
those
awesome. So
who may have missed out on a particular issue.
all Angelinos and people that live in the area, head over there and go check it out. And yeah, because I just mentioned this here, like I think every time we had Layered Butter on some capacity on the Dropcast, there was some sort of reveal and some sort of big news. So I'm hoping there's going to be something that you can tease maybe. That's going to happen. But yeah, more on that later, I guess, Mark.
Yeah,
All right, let's introduce everybody that's on this panel. But before we're gonna do that, I want to see some likes on the board because this helps us to provide you with some more quality content and yeah, keeps this whole jam going because we do it from the love to the community and for the community. And yeah, I hope that's appreciated and we can see the appreciation in form of likes. So please hit that like button. So yeah, as I already mentioned, this is Mark Wingast from Layered Butter, and he is the editor in chief, right? I'm right there, Mark, right?
yes, you are.
Okay. We're gonna introduce Layered Butter and what you guys do for the people that don't know in a second here. But then we already mentioned Sean Longmore. Is that a sideshow?
Hello.
Is that a sideshow?
Sorry?
Was it a sideshow cup?
Oh, it's a
Oh,
mug. It's kind of like the one Q drinks in Skyfall. So I've had this for
oh,
a few
okay,
years.
okay, okay. I see. I thought it was. It looked like the S from Sideshow for a second there, so I was
Oh no,
wondering.
it's S from Scrabble. It's
Okay,
only worth 1 point though in
I
Scrabble,
see. I
sadly.
see. Okay, the person next to you on the overview there is Andy Ferris. He has been on the show, and he's been on my show as well. So, Andy,
Mm-hmm.
how you doing, bud?
I'm good, thanks.
Are you feeling better? I mean, I remember you had a lot of stuff going on. Is that
Yeah, I'm
stuff of the
fine. Yeah,
past?
yeah,
That's good.
yeah. Just can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Oh, good.
Everybody can hear you
Uh,
fine.
not too loud, not too quiet.
No, perfect. You're perfect.
Good. No, I'm good. I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, there's another Andy, but he goes by Andrew, and
Mm.
he has been also on here. Andrew, how was the live draw?
It was very good. It was very good. I did forget that I was supposed to be drawing at one point, but we picked it up in the end. It was okay. Thanks.
That's awesome. Yeah, and two poster posse members, including me. It's three actually. So yeah,
Mm.
we're doing something right here. So that's good. Good to see you guys. Yeah. How about Mark? You tell us something about this little magazine thing you call Layered
The
Butter.
magazine art book. So Layered Butter, we're a community. We basically grew out of this alternative movie poster art community. A lot of us who are based in Toronto, around Toronto, we wanted to showcase not just this great art that comes from this hobby, but all the other things of the art inspired by film. And with art inspired by film, that can take place in many ways. Do that through art, through posters, through writing, through poetry, through all these different ways, interviews, all that kind of, I would say, what we love about discussing film. So everything from talking with Matt about, creating these Japanese style posters to showcasing Andy's what was it called? Nerd's Eye View,
Hmm.
with having the car stunts, and even Andrew's beautiful like Spectre illustration, which we're showcasing in our book,
Mhm.
before our Spectre piece. Um, it's just an amalgamation. So we try to, bring in all these elements of a particular director or a genre, a film franchise, and we want to showcase that in possibly the best way possible in these giant. Oh no, the background's ruining it. Of these physical books, as much as digital is a great way to consume media, having something physical, like a relationship with something physical, with your posters, with artwork, it's such a different experience. And having this kind of panel to explain, everybody's love of James Bond and this art, it's fantastic.
Mm. And I mean, not just James Bond. There have been 5 issues, right? Is it five or
Yeah, so
six
we've
already?
done 5 issues. So our first one was on Tarantino, and that issue sold out. Our second issue was on Christopher Nolan. Our third one on modern horror, so a lot of A24 based films.
Mhm.
Our fourth one on James Bond, and we did a fifth one on Studio Ghibli.
Mhm.
Now, in the meantime, we've kind of taken a break from doing full on issues from right now, just trying to get these first 5 printed because everybody wants to get these in hand as fast as possible.
Mhm.
But down the line, we will be exploring doing future poster releases and issues and more stuff to include this community.
Mhm. Who is not familiar with Lady Butter can check out the Drop podcast that we did with everybody except Mark, as we just realized. But let's hear from you, Mark. What is your actual job? I mean, editor in chief. What does it entitle in terms of Lady Butter?
So, editor in chief, I work alongside everybody who's involved with us at Layer Butter. I mostly work closely with Andrew Peruccio, who's basically the brainchild behind all of this. He's both the art director, creative director. So my job as editor in chief is more bringing in the writing, and when we have a topic going, what can we talk about? What topics do we want to touch on? Do we know anybody that we can get in touch with?
Mhm.
And for me, I kind of manage between getting writers, reading their work, passing it off to our other senior editor, Rodrigo,
Mhm.
working with Mark, seeing what's the status on getting certain artwork within the issue, and just trying to find this balance between what kind of art can we showcase, what kind of topics do we need to talk about, and how we can marriage those together.
Okay, I see. If you ever need some information on Titane, I will gladly help you out there.
Well,
I'm pretty lucky. I get to interview Julia Ducournau on
ooh,
Tuesday. So
oh, that's fantastic. Well, I mean, speaking of how you pronounce it, Titan, right?
I know
Titan, Titan.
I don't speak French. Aren't you from Canada as well? You should know, right?
Oh, I mean, I should know. I should know. Technically, I'm also a French citizen.
There
But
you
besides the
go.
point, that was the other thing I forgot to mention. Because we are all from Toronto, we have the Toronto International Film Festival coming
Mhm.
up, and a bunch of us at Layer Butter are accredited. So we will be reviewing a bunch of these movies as they
Awesome.
come out. In fact, I believe Andrew and one of our regular contributors, Rafael Cordero,
Mhm.
went to go see Titan earlier this past
Yep.
week, and they will definitely have thoughts.
I saw it on Friday. I was like, it's not spoiler talk, but I was stepping out like, what did I just see? I gave a tagline for a poster quote, because they always
Yeah.
ask you after the press screening. They always ask you, what do you think? And I was like, this is basically when Transformers meets an art movie.
Are you saying that Michael Bay can't make an art movie?
No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that if Transformer would have been maybe done by an art house director.
Yeah. So if you check out layeredbutter.com during TIFF, which starts, I believe, on Thursday,
Hmm.
we'll try to, give coverage as fast as possible with all these films coming out. We'll be doing a special online magazine that will amalgamate all the interviews and reviews that we'll have during the festival
Yeah,
online.
so
So look for that. So
I'm
look for that at a later date at during September.
yeah. So if you need some coverage, I can help you out with the interview there if you want it in there, because I have the video material as well. So Alrighty, just as that, just doing some business on the side here, side hustle. You know how that works, people. Yeah, we know now about Layered Butter and what are they up to, and what's the latest, greatest. I mean, we heard about the situation with Academy shop, and yeah, so I've seen a bunch of posts that are related to like bigger things, and that you get recognized for the good work you're doing. So what's up with that, Mark?
Well, with that, yeah, sorry, just repositioning myself here. I'm in a very uncomfortable position in the house.
You look like you're in a
So-
tunnel.
Well, I've got tunnel vision. So a couple months ago, we released our Space Jam poster online, and we will be printing that also later this month. We've handed off the files, so hopefully by October, November, those will be shipping out. But between TIFF and the Academy, we're just trying to keep a few things under wraps for right now to, keep people excited. But we're also just trying to measure what would be the right time to announce certain stuff.
All right.
So
that sounds fair. So if something slips, we wouldn't be mad. Yeah. So let's talk about the artist here again for a quick second here. We're gonna start out with Mr. Swainson. What's up? What's new with you? What's going on? You had some releases. Maybe you want to plug those in here. And what's in the future?
Oh well, I just released some stuff today. I did an art print based on the film Betty Blue. I've done some mini Jaws prints, and AP of my Universal Monsters print that I just did for Vice Press recently. So that I put all those up in my shop today.
Okay, then your shop, not in Benbow's shop, right?
No, I've got my own shop.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
fair
I wouldn't touch that guy.
Okay, I understand.
But yeah, in the future, I mean, I'm just about to finish off another print for Vice Press, which we teased a little bit of earlier on. So I won't go into any details about it, but yeah, it's almost done.
Go catch that episode, people. Then you will find out what it was. Yeah, Eddie, what's up?
Yes.
What's new with you, my friend?
Well, I don't know what I said yesterday. I think most of the things I'm working on, I can't really talk about. But I think there's I don't know if anyone's seen the Spider-Man, the symbiote Spider-Man I did a couple of weeks ago.
Andy, could you lean a little bit to your right? Now you're in the middle. Perfect.
Yeah, there's a symbiote Spider-Man I did a couple of a week ago or so, just for fun. But now that's going to be on Bottleneck soon, hopefully. And bits and pieces for Grey Matter and Vice Press and Bottleneck, but nothing I can really talk about just yet because I'm still waiting on approvals and But yeah, busy.
All right, I see. And Sean, yeah, you've turned out some dramatic print lately, and what's up with that?
I'm not as serious, I don't think, as you guys. It's just a little hobby for me that I keep ticking over. Lots of exciting stuff coming up. Various projects. I've just done some work with Big Finish Productions. It's really exciting to be working with them. And my life's all about various different work projects right now, which is really fun.
So you're basically freelancing, or are you having a day job?
No, I do. I have a day job. I have a part-time day job, but I'm freelancing on the side more and more. So gradually becoming more of an artist.
Okay. But I guess you're doing graphic design for.
I do, yes. I work in theatre here in the UK.
I mean, that's nice. Theatre's always it's very closely related to movies. So
it is. I love the arts. I've been working in the arts for about 6 years now. So
that's awesome. Good to hear.
I love it.
Alrighty, then let's get into some artwork here because we've already teased it and talked about it. First up is going to be Andy's car selection that he has. So Andy,
Nerd's eye view, yeah.
What's up with those cars? Let's hear it. Let's hear about them.
These are this is a series I did a few years ago now. and it was a part of a larger series of Nerd's Eye View, and it's basically scenes from films, all taken from looking down. Did about 30 of them. I ended up stopping it in the end because getting references for certain things from that perspective proved to be a bit too much of a headache. So I sort of knocked that on the head. But the car scenes were quite a challenge in themselves because trying to get the references of those cars in those specific angles, especially the Hornet that's jumping over the bridge. That was a pain to get, but got there in the end, I think.
I bet.
Do we have a way to bring it up so that way we can show people?
Yeah, right. I didn't. Are they up?
I was trying to find it. I didn't have it in a folder.
Okay.
Hold on. I think if I'm allowed to share the screen, I'll be able to pull that up.
You can try. Let's see if that doesn't mix anything up. While Andy was talking, I was Googling it and trying to find.
Well, there's three of them. I did them originally for Bottleneck a few years ago, and there's Hornet, Esprit, which is the white Esprit jumping into the water, and it was the Vanquish, I think, wasn't it? The Aston Martin.
And isn't it like the bird's eye view stuff? Like when we're looking at the Back to the Future prints? As well?
Yes. The first I've done a few sets of Back to the Future, but the first set I did was Nerd's Eye View. Yeah. And I was going to do quite a few famous car scenes in other films, but like a lot of series of start, I just sort of move on to something else because I get distracted or.
Man, people must think my internet is super slow now because I think it's like a very big version that's uploaded on the Poster Posse Moika site, and I just pulled it up. Sean, sorry, Mark. Did you find it yet, or do you want to share your screen?
Oh yeah, I found it. I just don't think I've got screen sharing capability.
Okay, let me fix that problem for you while you keep talking. Okay, let me see where this is at. Bush, there it is. Here you go.
All right, there we go. Perfect. There we are. I hope everybody.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
I hope everybody on the stream can see that.
I think it's going to be a little bit because I cut down the whole thing so it fits with the faces, but I think people can get the gist.
Okay, hold on. I think I've got too far.
But yeah, that's good.
There we go.
Okay, so you can see now, people. This is what it looks like, and yeah. It's 1999. People making fun of the internet connection here. That's so sad. But yeah, this is what it looks like, people, and it looks really amazing. That's really cool stuff. And so this is from the layered butter issue.
Yes, this is So this is going to be from the printed version. Our original digital version had the layout a little bit differently, but when we go to print, we want to tinker around with it because. Basically, when you hold it in your hand, you want to visualize, in person what this will look like, and we want to make it as big as possible and respect the artwork as well. I mean, to me, I'm always just fascinated by if I scroll up for a second, even just using that I forget what's it called off the top of my head. My mind is just blanking, but. Having this just as the cover, Andy's artwork captures that corkscrew so well. It's like we could not use that as like the opener for that piece.
It's funny when I was working on that one, all I could hear in my head was the slide whistle from the film. Usually when I'm working on a piece, I have the soundtrack of the film, Lord of the Rings, whatever. But for that piece, all I could hear was that slide whistle for like 3 weeks.
And Andy, how's that in terms of, are you going to revisit it at some point? I mean, you've done those angles with different pieces, like the Nerd's Eye View angle. But is there going to be, especially when you're looking at cars, are you going to do a modern Bond for this?
Well, I always said I've I've knocked the nerd's eye view on the head, but every now and again I have the urge to, go back to it. And I think that with James Bond as well, there's so many memorable car scenes and chases and stuff. So I mean, if I did go back to doing it, that would probably be the first thing I'd go back to.
I want to see when they I think it was GoldenEye where they cut the Z4 into halves.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, there's the what was I was going to do the DB5 in some capacity, but I don't know why I didn't do it actually. But there's so many like say the cars, the chase scenes. It wasn't necessarily with the choice of these three. It wasn't actually about the cars. It was how memorable the scenes were for me personally. Anyway, they're the ones that stick out, and especially the Hornet and the Esprit, because I'm a 70s kid. So my James Bond was Roger Moore. So they're the ones that really stick out to me. So
yeah, Mark, can you scroll down again a little bit so we can see the
Sure.
three again? That would be appreciated.
There we go.
Thank you very much. And what about the others? What's your favorite car in general? And would you rather do Fast and Furious or James Bond? In terms of cars. In terms of cars.
Who, me?
It's a question to everybody.
Oh right, James Bond. I do watch Fast and Furious, but I'm not that up. I'm not really that up on modern cars, to be honest. I mean,
he has
apart from Dom's car, I know what Dom's car is, but the rest of them, I'm.
Okay.
No.
Andrew, how about you?
Yeah, well, the Lotus Esprit would be the one that had immediately come to mind. It's, I just remember when that came out, when, Spy Who Loved Me came out, and that just seemed like so cool that, this car was going underwater and out again onto the beach, which was always very, bit of a...
With a fish in it.
Yeah. No, it's certainly, if I'm not a big car nut at all, so, but if I had to think of a James Bond car that I'd go straight for the Lotus Esprit.
All right. And Sean, you like a bit dramatic, so I guess Tokyo Drift.
I've done a Tokyo Drift piece. I guess I can't not say Bond. Really, people shout at me if I don't.
I'm not shouting.
Having done so much Bond stuff, but I do love Fast and Furious so much.
You can pick what's the Herbie, the Bug.
The Citroen from For Your Eyes Only, the yellow one.
Yes, yeah, down the side of the mountain. That's a good one.
So many choices here. What is it? Thelma and Louise. What they're driving an iconic car.
I nearly did that one. Yeah, that was one. I did a list of films with famous car scenes, and that was in the top 10. That one. So so many ideas that have just been thrown away.
Indeed. But I mean, if they're not drawn yet, there's still time.
I do sometimes revisit ideas I had like 5-10 years ago. It's it does happen, so you never know.
Oh, there you go. Cannonball Run would be interesting.
Yeah,
I would love to see that. Bullet, obviously, yeah.
Bullets,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, let us know, people. What are your favorite cars in there? And any cars that you would like to own at some point? Is there something, or is it the same answer? You all want Bond cars? Because I asked this question recently on a podcast with Rory Kurtz, and he was like he was really big on the BMW, the X4 or something like that, or the M version of that. So,
I'd like Chitty Bang Bang.
Chitty Bang Bang.
Yeah, another sort of Bond car, isn't it? I think because wasn't Ian Fleming who did that? Was it, or was it Roald Dahl? Or can't remember.
No, it was Ian Fleming. You're right.
So
yeah. Sean, how about you? What would you like to own? And Mark, you can also say what you like to own. By the way,
it's got to be a Bond car, really. Anyway, I do love the Vanish from Die Another Day. I love how ridiculous that car is. But I'm a '90s kid, so in terms of Bond, I like the BMWs as well. I like the Z8 and Z3.
People throwing in Italian Job Convoy. I'll throw
Italian Job.
Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
Mark,
I mean, you might hate me for my choice. I mean, for me, I'm a Nicolas Cage fan at heart. So if I'm gonna go, Gone in 60 Seconds, I gotta have Eleanor. Like I know that went on sale recently. It's just I gotta have Eleanor.
What is it? Fastback, Mustang Fastback. 68 fastback or something like that. I don't know.
I haven't seen the film in a while, but I know for a fact that's the one I want.
Okay, fair enough. And Andrew, please say Ferrari or something.
And I'm going to really be disappointed. I had 66 Batmobile.
Oh, there you go. Batmobile. Just in the comments. It was just in the comments right before you said it.
Yeah. Easy choice. If I had to pick one, 66 Batmobile.
That's a great choice. That's a great.
Oh
choice.
yeah, somebody has the Blues Brothers Oldsmobile in there. That one's also a really great choice.
Indeed. So yeah, great choices from the audience as well. And we are moving on to Andrew's section, which is your Spectre piece. And Mark can pull that up for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull that up right now
because I think I only have Sean's work.
Yeah, everybody's getting like a quick sneak peek of the actual issue. There we go. There we go.
So, are you excited for a new Bond, by the way, Andrew?
I have to admit, I'm not a massive James Bond fan. Though I do go and see them all. I always do, and I can't quite call myself a fan though. But I've enjoyed all the recent ones. So whether I go to the cinema to watch it or not, I don't know. But I'm sure it'll be good.
All right.
So,
all right. Can you walk us through through your process there on your Spectre piece?
Yeah, well, this piece started as one of the Poster Posse passion projects. Occasionally Poster Posse will do a job. Oh, it's not a job. It's just they'll do a project just for fun, which is how the sort of Poster Posse started anyway. They'll do a job based around a new film that's coming out, and this is from obviously when just before Spectre came out, I think it was pretty much about the time the film came down. All there was really was the trailer to go from. So I always, when we used to do these jobs, I always used to sort of dive in with the trailer and stuff. I think after a couple of times when things in the trailer didn't turn out to be in the rest of the movie, I was always a bit sort of wary about going too deep with what was in the trailer for doing a piece. So I think when this came up, I was intrigued by the sort of the Day of the Dead aspect that was in the trailer, James Bond in Mexico. So I sort of quite like to utilize that in some way. And then the idea of Spectre being this shadowy organization, I thought it'd be quite good to do a really dark print. So I just without wanting to sort of try and get into detailing all the little bits of action and stuff that there were in the trailer, I just thought it'd be easier to do, easier, maybe more effective to do just a portrait of Daniel Craig, sort of emerging from the shadows, sort of quite dramatically lit, and with this half-cracked mask over the top of him, then sort of render it in the, red, white, and blue, with the British flag.
How's it, by the way, for you guys? Like looking at the latest movie that's going to come out soon, and are you still excited in terms of that this movie's coming out? Because I have a feeling of like, it's been pushed so many times, I don't even care anymore. Is that the same for you guys, or? But
no, I am, because it's his last film, I think, isn't it? So it's that's going to be good to see how that ends, that era ends. Well, I don't know if he's going to be killed off or what, but so I'm quite excited about seeing how this one plays out.
Yeah. But
I know what you mean about it being pushed back. And is Billie Eilish's theme song going to get re-released or something as well? It's weird that was released last year, wasn't it? And so unless they get someone else to do it.
Well, what's going to be interesting is if this follows the Star Trek rule. If anybody knows the Star Trek rule, the even number films are the good ones and the odd ones are the bad ones. Like Casino Royale and Skyfall are really good, but Quantum and Solace and Spectre are kind of So like for me, I'm very cautiously optimistic, but I am excited.
Okay. See, Sean, how about you?
Oh, of course I'm excited. Bond's like half my life, really. So absolutely, I'll be there. I'm not quite with Mark though. I'm a big fan of Quantum of Solace, so I'll defend that film any day. I love it.
So who's going to be the next Bond then?
Oof. I mean,
Ooh.
I mean, Idris Elba would be a good choice. I mean, coming off of Cats, and what was the other thing that he was just in that was not as great? He needs a win.
He did.
Oh right, wait, he was just announced as Knuckles for Sonic the Hedgehog
Yeah,
2.
and he was
So
a Suicide Squad. I think he was the highlight there, but
that's true. That's true. Right, that's the one I'm remembering. But
okay.
yeah, Idris Elba, I feel like would be a fantastic presence for Bond. Even if he did maybe 2 films,
And
those
how?
would be 2 great films.
But how about what's her face? The one the lady the Captain Marvel lady. I don't know the actress name, but
Oh, Brie Larson.
no the African American lady.
Lashana
Oh,
Lynch.
Yeah, exactly. How about her?
hmm. That would
Recent.
actually be an interesting choice. See, the interesting thing about Bond and how it changes over, generations is just more of like what are they trying to capture? With Connery, it's like spy adventures, and it was very big in the 50s and 60s. 70s, we get a little bit more campy, and then you start to get more action based in the 80s and 90s. And then with Daniel Craig, you get a little bit more somber and serious.
Hmm.
Just where do you take the franchise? And I feel like that needs to, come with the character. How do you characterize Bond in this way?
Hmm. Alrighty. Thank you so much for talking about this one, and we will move on now to the big reveal, I guess. Sean, yeah, your poster's coming up. I have there's going to be different versions here. Um, Before I show something, Mark, you better let me know because you know what I should show first, I guess, right?
Yes. Okay. So,
I have only the
I
names of the files, so if you let me know the names, I can show them.
okay. Do we want to start with the novels or do we want to start with the
You
posters?
decide.
Sean, how are we going to display your work?
I don't mind. You could talk about my work and whatever. So we've got some previous work that I fired over that I've done over the
Okay,
years.
so let's do LB JamCon pans.
All right, there we
Let's do
go.
let's do that first one.
Pulling it up for the people to see. They're seeing it now. And let's talk about it. What are we seeing here?
So here we're seeing
How,
3 of these
how,
007 novels, but
is that Sean, by the way? Is that's your work, Sean, right?
Yes, I can't see it, but I presume it will be.
the Agent Under Fire,
Ah,
Nightfire,
yes.
and
This was a series I did as part of because I'd done the Japanese posters and done stuff like that, and then this was sort of a tangent as I got about halfway through that I thought, oh, well, I wanted to try something else. And these are based on the James Bond British paperbacks from the early 60s. The novels were all released the novels up to that point were released in a series that had this sort of template. And I thought it might be a good idea to sort of bring some of the films into that sort of template. And these ones in particular actually are the games. So these are the games of the early 2000s. I grew up with these James Bond games and I absolutely adore them and I wanted to show some love for them. These are 3 of the ones that I'm probably out of the whole set most proud of. They were sort of tricky to put together in terms of because they're very old games, they're 20-year-old games, so all the original assets and reference material is at standard definition 480 360p. So it took a lot of work to sort of get together. A couple of them took 2 or 3 attempts, but I was dead proud of these. I'm really proud of these.
I'll show there's a second batch of these. I'm gonna pull them up here real quick.
yeah.
Which is The Spy Who Loved Me. You asked for it in Quantum of Solace, and did they all appear at the same time, or how is that, Sean?
So I do them in little sort of batches. So I normally do them in batches of 5 or 6. I don't do them in order. So these 3 are from different batches. The Spy Who Loved Me and the Casino Royale one, which is in the center, are from the same batch, and the Quantum of Solace one is from the batch previous, which Olga Kurylenko shared, which was that was a really wow moment. I was like, oh my god, fangirling, you know. The Casino Royale one in the middle there is based on the very original American paperback edition for the Casino Royale novel. It was renamed in America as to sort of fitting with sort of pulp spy detective fiction at the time, and it was renamed to You Asked for It. So I kind of took the sort of the original illustration, which is absolutely beautiful. It doesn't quite work for Bond as we know it today, but it's really a stunning piece, and sort of did a play on that with some of the film imagery.
I've just pulled up all the covers at once so people can see the whole selection. I think it's 12 overall, or how many?
Yeah, so there's all the pan ones. There's a couple of others that are based on different editions I've done, but it's nice, I think, to see all the pans sort of lined up like that. And that's where they're up to so far. People seem to really like them. I'm very grateful.
They do. In the comments, people are on and oohing because they think it's also really cool. And there's also some Japanese versions. What's the deal with them? I pull up Japanese one. It's called, and it has Sean Connery. We got Halle Berry, and P.S.
So yes, was sort of my first venture. This is my first venture into kind of the art world about 18 months ago. I was suddenly, when everything kicked off with coronavirus, I was suddenly sat at home alone with, I don't know what to do. So I thought I'd try a style of these Japanese posters. They have inspired me for all my life, and through growing up as a designer, I've talked about it in various other places. I talk about it in Layered Butter, actually, about how I'm terrible. I'm a terrible artist, and I'm an absolute hack for sitting here because I'm terrible at drawing and painting. I wasn't allowed to study art at school. I was that bad at it. So I kind of looked to these James Bond Japanese posters of the 1960s, where they used to take publicity shots without having any context of the movie. It'll be some guy with a pair of scissors, and they used to cut them out and put them all together to make it look like something big and exciting and action-packed. And so I thought it might be quite cool to do some of the current movies in that style. And I did the first few, which you can probably see there's a Skyfall and a Spectre one.
Yeah, I just pulled that.
I started with No Time to Die and kind of worked backwards a little bit with those. And they just really hit, and people loved them. And suddenly people were saying, well, sell some prints and do more. And suddenly I was like, wow, this is just a crazy little hobby. I was like, oh my God. So it really took up. And that was a series I did for about a year, about halfway through, and I need to pick it back up at some point.
People are asking already, where can we get them?
So I do sell some prints in my Etsy shop. I don't do anything too serious. All of these are currently sold out. I did sell them at A3 size.
There's grown men crying now.
I get requests a lot, but I always say if I'm revisiting my old work, I'm not going back and doing my current stuff. And this is just a hobby for me, so it's just what I do in my spare time. So I don't always have a lot of time.
According to the chat, this could be more than a hobby.
Well, clearly it's turned into more of a hobby thanks to Torchwood and Russell T Davies.
Yes, that's really exciting. Starting with Big Finish and producing some of their audio CD covers, which is really great. I'm really grateful for all the artists and all the support and everyone who's been really lovely to me over the past 18 months. I'm really, really stunned. And I do wake up and think, wow, I've got a bit of imposter syndrome and think, wow, this is really crazy. But I am so grateful. And I'm really grateful that people sort of invest in my work that gives me time to pursue it.
So, let's show something really crazy then, I guess.
Right. Are we ready for the big reveal?
I think we are. I'm going to pull this up, and Sean, how about you walk us through your Layered Butter 18 by 24 piece? And is there edition size on this beauty?
There is. It's a limited edition of 225.
225 people. You heard it first. When is this coming out, Sean?
Within a few minutes, actually, like right after this panel, it's going to drop on our store. I'll provide the link into the into like the chat later. Not like the Zoom chat. I'm talking like not Facebook, the YouTube chat for this.
Yeah, if you put it now, or if you put it like early enough, because we have to get off here. But I could pin it right now, and people could.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so you know what? Let me put it in the chat for here right now.
Okay, we're gonna move over then to Sean, and Sean, walk us through this print. What was your idea behind it? How did you make it happen? Because this is really incredible. Is that the cover? Yeah, is it the cover for the Bond issue? That should have been there.
This was crazy. So the Layered Butter guys approached me. It was about 6 weeks ago now, maybe a little bit longer, a little bit less. I can't
Probably a little bit longer.
And you guys came to me and asked me to do a legacy piece for James Bond. And we toyed briefly with some suggestions, mainly focusing on the actors and focusing on Bond. And this kind of started out, it was originally we were going to do something with reflections in mirrors, and that was going to be really cool. But then I was putting that together, I was like, well, this is very Man with the Golden Gun, and I kind of didn't want it to be tied to one film, and then I couldn't quite get it. And I was like, this isn't quite working. So then I thought, well, how else can I divide up James Bond? How else can I do justice to 60 years of the best movie franchise on earth? And so then I took the sort of iconic gun barrel. I very much had anyone that knows Bond, the Living Daylights poster in my head at the time, which has Dalton in the center. It works on the gun barrel, and I kind of thought, well, I can maybe put some bits in there.
Well, why have I never seen this before? I mean, this idea is basically very obvious, but it's just executed amazingly.
It's crazy. And then it just kind of kept going, and this fell out of my head. I started with the Brosnan piece over on the right-hand side there. And initially it was just going to be Brosnan, a few cars and explosions. And I was like, well, I really like Michelle Yeoh. I want her in there. I really like Sean Bean. I'm going to get in. And then it just kind of expanded. And then I worked my way around. And there were points where I was like, oh, I can't. This is so much. But it was really fun, an absolute joy. It was a really, really fun piece to put together. It's absolutely crazy. I still look at it now and think, that's really crazy.
I remember when Andrew first showed this to me, and I was just blown away immediately, because I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest Bond fan out there. Somebody who goes to my synagogue, who actually wrote the article that features Andy's nerd-eyed views car art. He's a bigger James Bond fan, and listen, I saw it and I'm like, I need to own this. I need to own this. And the crazy thing is that, as well as doing the poster, anybody who's ordered our Bond issue is going to get this artwork on the way of like a handbill. Like a little mini version of this art is going to come with your issue.
So there's going to be a giveaway, not of the poster, sadly, but at least of the Bond issue. So you will get the handbill. So make sure to stay here. I'm going to have a Bond movie trivia question for you to answer in a second. The first one who will answer this correctly will get one of the issues. But Sean, you must be very happy with this one.
I am. I'm very happy that I've managed to get something from every Bond film in there. That was the real challenge. I'm sorry that a few of them fared lesser than some of them. For Your Eyes Only, I feel really guilty about. It's only really tiny, but no, I am really happy. I'm my own biggest critic. I don't really look back at my own work favorably, and I look back and go, that was awful every time. So no doubt in a few months I'll look back at this and be like, I'll start picking it apart myself. But for now, I am really proud and quite impressed, and starting to think where I can possibly go from here, because I know I like to in a lot of my work cram a lot into a very small space, and I don't know how I'll ever quite top this one.
And is it? There was a question from the audience. Who's printing these?
So we're having them printed here locally in Toronto. Because it's a digital print, we wanted to honor how Sean prints out his other prints. So we want to keep it very consistent. So we know it's a little bit of a bigger size than all of his other posters, but we wanted to make sure that we respect the artist.
Fair enough. Okay, should we get to the question here for the people to win something? I'm gonna move this a little bit out of the way so people can see us all here, and so I guess we can get to it, right?
All right.
So 50-minute head start until we announce the social. Layer Butter, post the link so I can pin it. People can leave the site, obviously. Let me ask the question first, and then we do it after. So the question is, which Bond was ever has ever taken part in the Mr. Universe Bodybuilding Championship? That's a tough question. Does anybody know? Just nod your head. Yeah. Hands. I see a couple of hands. Yeah. Okay. Well,
I assume I'm not allowed to enter.
Yeah, I mean,
John, you're already getting an issue.
Yeah. What's the issue here? So, people in the chat, let us know. I still don't see any. Oh, there we go. Daniel Noakes has one here. Sean Connery is the correct answer that we were looking for. That was a fast one. Daniel, please write a message on Instagram or Twitter, I guess, to Layered Butter, and they will sort you out. You were the first one to answer this one correctly. And a lot of people else knew it, but Daniel was the first one. So good, congratulations. Okay, so I'm just gonna show this print again because it's just that amazing. It's really cool. So since I'm hosting this, can I get one?
Oh, I mean, talk to us after, Tom. Talk to us after.
Yeah, I know. I still need to talk to Andrew about the Space Jam because I wanted this one as well.
Yeah,
we need to sort something out there.
we do.
Alrighty. Then I will say goodbye to everybody at this point here because I want to get the poster. No, because time is fleeting and the quiz is going to start in 10 minutes. So you can join me tomorrow when I hit it off with Sam Gilby and Jolie in a double header early in the morning. And yeah, thank you again for coming on, Mark. Nice to finally meet, and Sean as well.
Nice to finally meet you.
The others I have met before, but yeah. So I'll see you guys soon, and it was a pleasure. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
And we're out. Out of the stream.